It's 9:14 Monday morning, and over the weekend we saw higher fire danger than usual. And with the colder weather, there are concerns of more house fires here in the metro. This morning, what to do if your home is damaged in a fire. Let's welcome in Commissioner Glenn Mulready with the Oklahoma Insurance Department. Commissioner, thanks so much for being here, and good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
All right, good to see you this morning. I want to start with this first question of what can people do right now to protect their homes ahead of fire danger? Because we did see it this weekend, that high fire danger, but we're still not at our peak just yet, right?
Yeah, and I'm glad you started there versus kind of what to do after a claim. I wanted to take a second to just talk about that sort of mitigation, if you will, and that is with the cold weather, number one thing is to be super cautious with heaters, and those can be, folks can use lots of different kind of heaters, but they have to be extremely careful with those, especially indoors, whether that's electric blankets or other type heaters. Number two, making sure you've got adequate extinguishers in your home, so if a small fire does break out, that you're able to address that. And then I know we harp on this a lot, but smoke alarms and changing out those batteries on a very regular basis. I know what's a standard is with the time change to change those batteries. So just being on top of those is super helpful. And then finally, just to have a plan to think ahead. Okay, if this happens, this is how we're going to handle this. This is what we do. So having a plan for your family and for your household.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about those helpful ways that you just gave families here in just a few. But I want to talk now about if a home does get damaged in a fire, Commissioner. What are the very first steps that a homeowner should take in that situation?
Yeah, and we experienced some of our worst wildfires 10 months ago, mid-March
Mm-hmm.
last year that we had here. But also, there's also small fires that take place, and so the number one thing that you want to do after a fire is to secure your property. Meaning, if it's a smaller fire, maybe there's a window that needs to be covered up, or maybe there's some small damage that you can do. But securing your property from further damage, or as we saw, unfortunately, too, if you've got some major damage, you'll have bad actors out there coming in and trying to take advantage of that and entering your home to cause further damage or to steal items from you. So securing your property after a claim is very important. I think too, then you want to evaluate what's the extent of the damage. Is it close to what my deductible is? You need to know what is your deductible on a homeowner's policy because with the current market in homeowners insurance, not just here, but across the country, it's a very tight market. Premiums are going up substantially. And so you don't want to file a claim unless you have to. So figure out what that amount is. How close is that to your deductible? It may be better if it's a smaller claim, just paying for that out of your pocket. And then finally, if you check all those boxes, you're going to want to contact your agent as soon as possible so that the company can get out with an adjuster to start processing your claim.
And going back to the claims here, what are some of the biggest misunderstandings? If you get in a situation where you do have fire damage or your home was destroyed by a fire, what are some of the biggest misunderstandings you see when it comes to those damage claims?
Well, I think folks don't know what they have for coverage. And so I think being well versed or pulling that out now before a claim, making sure that you do we have replacement cost coverage or is it actual cash value coverage? That is a critical difference. If the insurance company going to come in and replace your property or that damage as it sits today, or are they going to take that number and then depreciate it because the home is X amount of years old? So that financially can become a big issue. Actual cash value coverage versus replacement cost. And then also just understanding your deductible. Most homeowners policies, if not all, have now gone to a percentage of your home value. So maybe it's a 1% deductible of your home value for wind and hail claims, but you might have a $1,000 deductible or $1,500 deductible for other type claims. So understanding what your deductible is to go back what we just talked about, evaluating whether to file a claim or not. You just want to do that and don't go and report the claim immediately. You don't want that on your record if you're not going to end up with a payout on that claim.
And just last question here, how can your office really help people in these situations when we're talking about high fire damage or fire danger rather, and then also, with cold weather, people using those space heaters or anything else to keep themselves warm, and there just happens to be a fire in those situations?
Yeah, I would remind them of those sort of safety items, if you will, or the pre-problem things that we addressed at the very beginning, and that was being super cautious with heaters, having extinguishers handy, having smoke alarms with batteries in there, having a plan. But our office can help after the claim if there's any kind of problem, or an adjuster isn't getting out there quick enough, or they don't like the settlement that's been offered to them. That's when we can come in and help. Most folks, a lot of folks, don't know that we have a consumer assistance area. If that is all they do, all day, every day, is handle those type calls. We take about 15,000 calls a year and just help folks. They'll fill out a very small form. That then empowers us to go contact the insurance companies on their behalf and go to bat for them. And one other thing I would add in there, if I can, is that now is a time. It's a very cold, for most folks, a holiday, but take your phone and go around and do an inventory of your home. You can video each room, because when that home, as we witnessed in Stillwater and Manford last year, when that's gone and it is just a chimney sitting there for many folks, it is very difficult to understand and know exactly what you had for your contents. And so take an inventory of your home with your camera, lots of pictures of any valuable items and serial numbers, that type thing. Great preventive thing. And then it's stored in the cloud and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that information. It's really helpful for a lot of people that are watching right now. Commissioner, thanks again for coming on. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right,
Stay warm but safe.
Yes, same to you too.